Hello bike buddies, good afternoon. This is the Dyu D3F folding bike. Let's go! Alright, here are the specs of the Dyu D3F Smart Electric Folding Bike. The Dyu D3F is a steel deal. Everything is steel, from the frame, the fork, seat post, stem, and handlebar. Everything is steel. Total weight of this bike, 18 kilos or 39.6 pounds. The maximum rider capacity is 120 kilos or 264 pounds. The rear hub is powered by a 250-watt motor, partnered with a 10-amp battery inside the D-shaped center compartment in the middle of the frame. 14-inch tires, 2x1.25, with a recommended PSI of 45. The top speed of this bike is 25 kilometers per hour. Maximum range from 35 to 45 kilometers per charge. We also have front and rear mechanical disc brakes, bike buddies. Adjustable seat post, partnered with a wide, soft, spring-supported saddle. Foldable, non-telescopic curved stem. Internal cabling for proper cable management. Plastic folding pedals. On your left-hand side, you have the power button, which goes on and off, and a mechanical bell. On the right-hand side, you will see your battery meter, which goes from low to high. There is another button on the right side of the handlebar located underneath the power meter. This button engages the headlight. Simply hold the button for 3 to 4 seconds and the light will turn on. The Dyu D3F also came with a battery-operated rear light with 3 functions: mud guards front and back, and a single rear kickstand, which is pretty solid for a small form factor that it has. A set of tools, a charger with 2 cables, and a comprehensive manual that sadly nobody needs because of their excitement, me included. The guys from Dyu sent me a giant box. I'm glad to say that the unit was really kept safe, no dings, no scratches or anything. The box was perfect. The bike came out of the box in pristine condition. Some of the parts though, you do have to assemble by yourself, but it is pretty straightforward, thanks to the tools that came with it. Kudos to Team Dyu and Jesse for taking care of the shipment. Total cost of this bike on the website, $762.89 or 39,383 pesos. To charge the bike, simply open the rubber latch located at the lower left side of the D-shaped frame. Plug in the power adapter and plug in the power supply to its respective power socket. You will then see a red light. Once the red light turns to green, that means it's fully charged. It takes about 6 to 7 hours to go from 0 to full charge. Wait for that green light. Let's go! Padyakan mo! So let's get to it. What do we like about the Dyu D3F folding bike? So first off, the small form factor. This is in fact a 14-inch folding bike, an electric 14-inch folding bike with a pretty good sized tires, 2.125 tires, so which makes it agile, especially when turning or banking. It has a pretty good grip on the road. Another cool feature about this bike is the fact that the frame looks like a letter D. Hence the name Dyu. So, what's inside the D-shaped frame? it houses the 10 amp battery that powers the electric motor. So pretty cool. Another good thing about this bike is the fact that it has internal cabling. So there are no external cables around, nothing messy to look at, so everything's neat, everything is clean and very lean. I like the fact that I don't have to pedal as well. So the electronic component or the pedal assist on this bike is indeed remarkable. So it claims to be able to carry you around for a good distance of about 35 to 45 kilometers per charge. And in terms of waiting time, so from zero battery to full charge, it takes about 6 to 7 hours. I have in fact tried charging this from zero, and yes, it was pretty spot on. 6 to 7 hours was indeed the waiting time for full charge. Now, pedal assist. So you can in fact just ride around this bike pedaling like what I'm doing. So you can just use the pedals to ride around, and it's okay. You can also engage and disengage the electric motor as you wish as you are riding. But in the event that you would like to switch to electric mode, you can just press the button on your left side or left side of the handlebar, and that will engage the motor, and you will feel the pedal assist kick in. Or you can choose not to pedal like I do. On the right side, of course, is the throttle where you rev it to engage the motor. Battery indicator here, which goes from low to high. And then if you're tired, you can just crank it up and you're off. Woohoo! Again, gives you pretty decent speed. It claims to push you to about maximum speed of 25 kilometers per hour. It's a case-to-case basis for you to hit 25 kilometers based on number one, how heavy the rider is. The bike can load or can take a load of 120 kilos. So if you're on the heavy side, the bike is gonna struggle a bit. So the power meter, very nice. I wish this had the speedometer though, so I would know how fast I was going or what distance I was traveling in, but I'm pretty happy with what we got. So quick backstory why this transpired. So a few weeks back, the guys from DYU reached out to me via email asking if I would be interested to feature electronic bikes, to which I said yes, as long as the bikes I'm featuring are in fact folding bikes or have a folding component to it, why not? A few weeks later, here we are with a Dyu D3F folding bike. Other things I liked about this bike is, again, even if it's in its folded state, it is pretty compact. Sadly, the only thing that folds in this thing is the stem, but again, being a 14-inch bike, it is pretty small nonetheless. It is rather on the heavy side, on the beefy side, but it's okay. It adds to the total comfort of the bike, being all steel, so it provides extra support for the rider. There is also a built-in handle located on the D-shaped frame of this bike for easy carry, for easy storage. The pedals on this bike sadly are folding, but just like any other folding bike, you get folding pedals, plastic as well, out of the box. I wish we had better ones. In time, they will give in, they will give way, simply because of how they are made, plastic. One other thing I don't like about this bike is the fact that the headlight is not installed on the handlebars. It is installed right dead center in front of the frame, which makes it difficult for visibility at night, especially when you're turning, since the light does not turn with the handlebar. So that's something we have to deal with. But yeah, just take note of that. So for safety's sake, when riding at night with this bike, just remember that the headlight is in front and part of the frame and not the handlebar. Another thing we don't like about this is the fact that it only came with a bell. So the mechanical bell won't save your life, but thankful nonetheless to have it. I'm just saying it is quite a limitation. The other models would have an electronic one, a louder one with a higher decibel range, if you will. But this mechanical bell though, yeah, that should scare away mostly nothing. Downside as well to this bike is most of it is made of steel. So the handlebar is steel, the folding stem rather is made of steel, the seat post is made of steel, the fork is made of steel, the frame is made of steel. The only thing not made of steel is the man riding the folding bike. So, but I am quite heavy, so I guess that makes us even. Few more good points about this bike: the fact that it has mechanical disc brakes installed front and back for added safety. So mechanical disc brakes do the job. Amidst the weight of the bike, you will brake when you need to brake. Thankful for that. Another good thing about this bike, it has front and rear lights. So mud guards front and back for those muddy puddles and wet rides. So that's that. So this bike is definitely for someone who lives in an urban area like myself. This is your errand ride, if you will. If you need a quick swing by to the bank, or if you need to buy something off a drugstore or a supermarket, maybe get some takeaway, this would be the perfect drive around, bring out on Sunday bike. Others, of course, use this for work. So again, if you are working in an area with a distance of about 25 to 35 or 45 kilometers from your home, that's gonna be a one-way trip. But if you do live nearby and you go to work like me, which is about 2.5 kilometers one way, 5 kilometers with a roundabout, this is a perfect ride for you. So thank you guys from DYU for sending this over. The D3F will not disappoint. As basic as the features are, this 14-inch electric powered folding bike does in fact impress. And yeah, pretty happy with it. I'm hardly pedaling, and I am smiling all throughout the ride because this is fulfilling my dream of becoming a circus bear on top of a tiny bicycle, and that's exactly what this is. But don't be fooled by its size. It does pack a punch. It can carry you around. I've even tried using this climbing up some of the steep streets here in my area, and no problems whatsoever. So I am able to climb, but you do also have to assist the electric bike. So don't just bank on the electronics in this thing. You do have to pedal, and it will assist you, okay? So you sort of help each other out to get from point A to point B. I would also just be glad riding around this thing without the electronics. So it is a single speed bike with a pretty decent, cog set. It's a small chain ring and one cog at the back, but comfortable pedaling nonetheless. It reminds me of a BMX bike. So small chain ring and single cog at the back, no slack in the chain, perfect. Another thing worth mentioning is the curved folding stem on this bike. There is a limitation when turning, so the headset has a limiter, if you will, so it prevents you from doing bar spins, if that's your thing. But again, even with a limitation, it is a very agile bike. You can turn, you can bank with ease. Just don't expect too much from the bars. Spinning complete 360, you're not gonna be able to do that with this bike. Would I recommend this folding bike? Yes, I highly recommend the Dyu D3F folding bike for the reasons that I stated earlier on. Compact, 14-inch wheels that are pretty wide, so it does give you that proper balance, traction on the road when turning or riding. Even when you hit bumps or cracks on the road, you will hardly feel a thing. Steel components mostly, but it does provide that solid, stable ride. Final thoughts on the Dyu D3F folding bike. It is an awesome little bike. So massive shout out to our friends at Dyu for sending this over. I truly appreciate the trust and confidence that you have in me. This is a great bike. So again, check it out. Dyu D3F folding bike. Electronic folding bike with pedal assist. It'll get you from point A to point B. Just make sure it's within reach. So a single charge can get you from 35 to 45 kilometers total per charge. Waiting time is a good 6 to 7 hours from zero battery to full. And again, you can opt to just use the pedals or just use the throttle all the way, and it's not gonna be a problem. Turning, banking with ease, ride with ease amidst the weight of the bike. It can take 120 kilograms max load, maximum speed of 25 kilometers per hour. That is with you pedaling. So this is me pedaling with electronic pedal assist on. Then once I disengage it, you start to feel the bike slow down. So it acts like a engine braking system. So it's pretty cool. So there, we're pedaling, and if we feel tired, press the left button to engage the power and then throttle away. Whew. Easy peasy. Turning left, banking left. Very nice. All right, what's a better way to enjoy the Dyu D3F? Ride it with your daughter. Woohoo! And this is the Dyu D3F riding around with my daughter. Woohoo! This is where the review ends, bike buddies. Thank you so much for all your support. Guys at Dyu, the D3F is an awesome folding bike. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Padyakan mo!